Hello, Lynn Watts here with Wyatt the Wonder Dog Books, and today I'm going to continue talking about my lesson planning book called Stories to Learn By, which has lesson plans for all grade levels for all of the Wyatt the Wonder Dog picture books. All right, so it's a great resource. So, in particular, today I want to talk about Wyatt the Wonder Dog learns about being organized. This was actually the first or one of the first books I wrote. It's been a while now, so I'm not sure I can remember whether it was this one or Good Manners. But in any case, I think actually it was Good Manners, and then this was number two. And that's because being organized is certainly something that as counselors we talk with kids about and get referrals from teachers about all the time. So I found it very hard to find a picture book that had anything to do with being organized, and certainly not one that helped kids develop some sort of plan for that. So Wyatt the Wonder Dog learns about being organized certainly does that. And like all the Wyatt books in the back, there's discussion questions, and there's a particular activity in the back that teaches kids how to create a morning schedule. And I would highly recommend that is something that you talk about with classes in terms of being organized. I don't know that we always think about organization as something that we could help kids with outside of the classroom. But if your school has, let's say a lot of students who are tardy or absent, and you're wondering how can we impact that, usually what we wind up doing is giving prizes for the kids that are, never late or always who show up for school. They're never absent, that sort of thing. But really, those are not the kids that need some help with what to do. So using this book and using some of the ideas in the Stories to Learn By is a great way, I think, to help kids know how they overcome that problem, not just through getting stickers and popcorn parties and whatever. So the book is certainly a beginning, and then you can use these Stories to Learn By lesson plans to help kids understand what it means to be organized and then how to get organized. So just like all of the lesson plans, it's aligned with ASCA standards. It has essential questions. It has your materials that you need. This particular one has a couple of different activities, but the one that I used over and over again was the card relay race. And I won't tell you all the details of it, but it basically teaches kids the importance of being organized and how you can be a winner if you are organized. And the team that is organized always wins. Now, you do have to kind of prepare kids. I did it probably starting in second grade. That's a good grade to do it in. Because a lot of times they don't quite get what's happening until the end. And then, of course, they feel like we lost because the cards were stacked against us, so to speak. And of course, that's the truth. But the point is that being organized makes a difference, and you'll want to check that out in here. There's also an assessment to see what kids have learned. There's how to teach them about creating a morning schedule by working backwards, a great activity for older students. There's a word search. And then, of course, there's some coloring sheets if you want to use those kind of things for younger kids. But all the coloring sheets always have a question at the top to give kids something to think about while they're coloring. So it's not just an activity in coloring. This one, for instance, says, how can Wyatt use a schedule to make his days a lot easier? All right. So again, the combo pack includes the Stories to Learn By lesson plan book for all of the 9 books. It includes all 9 of the Wyatt the Wonder Dog books, and it includes, for those younger kids and getting them engaged, it includes the Wyatt puppet, which is, pretty adorable little puppet. And I've talked about in some of my other videos ways that you can use puppets to engage kids, especially those ones that maybe have a little trouble talking. All right. So I hope you'll check out the Stories to Learn By combo pack. It is on the Wyatt the Wonder Dog shop page on the website. And as always, thanks so much for all you do for young kids, making their lives better. And thanks for listening.